Hi, everybody. My name is John Holzwarth. I'm the director of the Writing Center at Lewis and Clark College. In this video, I'd like to do three things. I'd like to introduce the Writing Center and tell you a little bit about how we see the work that we do. Number two, I'd like to tell you a couple of ways that you can get access to our services at Lewis and Clark, two ways that you can work with us. And number three, I'd like to leave you with three quick tips for successful writing at Lewis and Clark. Now, if you're paying attention, you may have already noticed this is not the Writing Center behind me. This is my office in Howard Hall, where I also teach in the political science department. If I were in Wadsworth Library, where the Writing Center is located, that's important, I'd have to have one of these on. So I'm doing this from my office. The good news, however, for 2021-22 is that at least for the moment, we are in person. And that means, unlike the last academic year, you can come to the Writing Center this year and meet with a real human being in a real office where you actually just sit and talk to each other like normal people. So if you've had enough of this, join the club and please come see us at the Writing Center. We're really looking forward to being back in person this year. The main purpose of the Writing Center is very simple. Our mission is to help every student on this campus become a better writer. Wherever you come from, whatever your background, whatever your level of preparation for college writing, our job is to help you pick up your game a little bit. I've been at Lewis and Clark for 17, this is the start of my 18th year here. I've never met a student whose writing couldn't use a little work. I've never met a lost cause. Everybody is somewhere in between those two poles, and everybody can benefit from a conversation with some other people about their writing. So I encourage you to come by and take advantage of our services. In addition to helping you become a better writer and a more confident writer and somebody who enjoys doing writing, I hope more than some students do. We also have an important mission, I think, in equity and social justice. One thing that's very important to me at the Writing Center is recognizing that every student who arrives at Lewis and Clark arrives by a different path, comes from a different background. We've got people from all over the United States, people from all over the world, a lot of different countries, people from different cultural backgrounds, different educational backgrounds, different linguistic backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds. And then you come here and you get poured into a series of classes where the expectations are kind of the same across the board. Our job is to help everybody find a way to navigate those courses and figure out how to succeed at a lot of different kind of writing tasks. But we do not presume coming in that there's some background you were supposed to have or something that you should be embarrassed about not being able to do. Everybody's at a different place in their journey to becoming a proficient writer. Our job at the Writing Center is to figure out how to meet you where you are and how to help you get to the next level. And after 4 years of that, people make astonishing growth and astonishing change in their writing. So I encourage you to come seek us out and take advantage of that. If you'd like to do that, there's two main ways you can work with us at the Writing Center. Number one, we have a peer tutoring program in the fall of 2021 that's going to begin on September 12th. And our hours will be Sundays through Thursdays. You can scroll down and see this on down below on the Writing Center homepage. But our hours will be Sundays through Thursdays, 3 to 10 p.m. You don't need an appointment. Just drop by our offices on the main floor of Wadsworth Library. There'll be a little kiosk there where you can sign in. Or if you decide you haven't had enough of this yet and you want to Zoom some more in the fall of 2021 or spring of 22, you can actually hop on our website and sign in through our homepage. You can sign into the same sign-in sheet and request to meet with one of our tutors over Zoom. More importantly, let me tell you a little bit about the tutors. They are an extraordinary group of upper-class students at Lewis and Clark. They are not and would not tell you, I think, that they are experts in writing. They are, however, students who, frankly, have a pretty good track record of getting very good grades on a lot of papers. Because they've figured out something about how to write a successful paper, usually in multiple genres or for multiple kinds of classes and professors, which means they have uncommonly good advice to give you about how to do better in your own writing. The other thing I look for when I hire tutors is people who are very positive and very encouraging and easy to talk to. Again, our goal is not to judge you for anything about where you are in your writing, but simply to help you be a friendly ear, listen to your frustrations, hear about the things that you're struggling with in your writing, and try to help you find ways to make it better. That's what we're here for. So again, Sundays through Thursdays, 3 to 10, you can just come by the Writing Center or hop on our website. And very often with very little wait, if any at all, you can get in and see a tutor pretty quickly usually. The second thing you can do is, if you like, you can meet with me. I also teach classes on campus and I have a pretty full calendar, but if you go to the Writing Center homepage, You can find a link to my schedule and book an appointment. You'll see little gray boxes on there that you can select. You're welcome to book an appointment with me to talk about anything in your writing. What we will often do, in addition to working on a particular paper that you might be thinking about at the moment, is talk a little more generally about how writing has been going for you at Lewis and Clark, what kind of growth you'd like to make. Sort of one thing we can do across your 4 years here is sort of track how you're developing and how you're progressing at what I think is one of the most important career skills and life skills, learning to write and communicate clearly and effectively. It matters so much to me because it's how a person finds a voice in this world and gets to be heard. If I can help you with that across your 4 years, by all means, book an appointment with me, book a couple times a semester if you like, if you can get in. Just plan ahead a little bit. It's a little harder sometimes to get in to see me than to see the peer tutors. But again, any information about how to access our services, go to our homepage. It's all right there. You can find it. And if you have any questions at any point, please just shoot an email to writing@lclark.edu. That email goes straight to me and I check it every day. Please, special requests, difficulties booking an appointment, any troubles you've had with tutoring or anything like that, let me know. I want to hear about it. Let me leave you with 3 tips about writing a successful college paper, and I hope you'll come see us if you want more. Tip number 1, don't tell yourself you can't do it. Like I said earlier, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students across my years at Lewis and Clark. I've never seen anyone who couldn't get better, and I've never seen anyone who was a lost cause. Everybody has work to do on their writing. Everybody can do that work. The people who make the most progress have just one thing in common, which is they put the hours in. Every time they get a paper, they talk to their professor, they talk to us at the Writing Center, they get intentional about their writing. I see so many students arrive at college and they say, oh, I don't really do writing, or I don't really do math or science or something else. Most of the time, I think that's a cop-out. All those kinds of things, whatever you think is not in your skill set, I'm here to tell you, it's just not, it may not be there yet. You may not have the confidence in it yet. But if you keep telling yourself it's not that's the way, just the way things are, it isn't going to change. You can change it. And we are here really to encourage that progress. So please just stop telling yourself that. Second piece of advice, work on your process. Great writing is not just about figuring out how to stitch sentences together and what syntax and grammar look like and how you transition from one paragraph to another or write a good thesis. All that stuff is important, but it all begins with having a process that is designed to help you produce the best writing you're capable of at this point in time. And I think and one thing that will be very clear to you at some point in your Lewis and Clark education is far too many students write far too many of their papers far too late in the game. And what it means is you end up handing in a paper that's not your best work, and you've got that knot in your stomach because you know that the paper you're handing in is not the paper you meant to write. It's the one you got stuck with because you didn't get your process figured out. Writing is hard. I've never met a writer who feels like their process of getting writing done is perfect or that it goes well every time. And I don't have magic solutions. I do have advice. And I'm going to leave you with one, the closest thing to a magic bullet to fix your process. Try this. And before you try anything else, get a pen and a notebook and leave all your devices at home and go to a place where that's all you've got with you and sit down and try writing with pen and paper. It may not work for everybody and it may not be comfortable at first for everybody who's used to writing on a laptop or wherever else, but I have seen stunning transformations happen very quickly in people who put away the devices and try writing longhand. Give it a shot. And if that doesn't work, come see us. We'll be happy to give you some more advice and try to help you get unstuck in your writing. Third piece of advice about writing at Lewis and Clark, and this will be the last thing I say, don't do homework. Don't ever do homework again. And what I mean by that is whatever assignment somebody's giving you that you have to do that has a due date and somebody said, here, get this done and hand it in on this day, take it from the place where it's the thing you have to do and figure out how to get to the place where it's the thing you get to do. It is the biggest problem in undergraduate writing is that it doesn't look like that a lot of the time. And I know why. It's because you've got a lot of work to do and a lot of assignments that are hard to manage. And it isn't always immediately clear why you should have something interesting to say about the Epic of Gilgamesh or whatever it is you've been asked to write about. And sometimes, and trust me, we get that. We understand that that's not always immediately an easy thing to do. But in order to write a successful paper, you have to have something at stake in it. And one of the things I think we can help you with at the Writing Center, we aren't necessarily going to be able to tell you what's important about the Epic of Gilgamesh. Maybe we can. What we can do though is have the conversation where you figure out what's interesting about this. What in this do I have a stake in? That's something I really want to say. And that is going to turn this from the paper I have to write into the paper I get to write. The biggest problem in undergraduate writing that I see is not that you don't know how to cite in MLA style, or that you don't know how to use a semicolon or whatever. The biggest problem is that people hand in papers that just feel like they didn't have something important to say. They didn't find that thing that makes this a paper that they're going to remember writing somewhere down the road. My hope is that everything you write at Lewis and Clark, you'll find a way into something that's important for you to say. Because when you leave here, again, learning to write at Lewis and Clark, it's not just about getting good grades in your classes. It's about laying the foundation for a thoughtful, reflective, and influential life in which your skills as a writer get you into the game. If I can help you with that, if the tutors can help you with that in any way, please come see us during peer tutoring. Send us an email at writing@lclark.edu. However we can help you, let us know. Thanks very much.